Good evening and welcome to Chasing Prophecy on FM 105.3 in New Orleans, where we discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. I'm Jenny Nicassi along with my co-hosts Sean Kelly and John Ventry. Oh, how's it going, guys? They're not on right now because there seems to be a glitch with Facebook and StreamYards, but I will get them on in a second. And we're going to go ahead and, since everybody's still coming on, we're going to go ahead and do the intro as soon as I can get them on. I'm not sure what's going on here tonight, but it's a little strange if you ask me. But we're going to go ahead and do this. So bear with me. Oh, so many things are going on. So many different changes are going on. So I'm not really sure what's the problem with the guys. Apparently, there seems to be a little issue with Facebook. It's a good thing I am sort of a loner these days. But so let's go ahead and do the intro while the guys are getting on, and we will start tonight's show. And I hope you can hear me because I'm not even sure we're live. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Can you hear me, Sean? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm not sure what's going on with StreamYards. I had the same. It was the right.
That was Joe
right
popping
link.
in.
It was the right link. There seems to be a little issue. We're going to go. Usually, not too many people get on this early, so we're going to go ahead and do the intro if I can find it. I loaded it today, and so we're going to go ahead and do it. Okay, here we go again. I don't know where John is. I'm not sure where he's at. And there he is. Of course, there you go, John. How's it going?
Hey, John.
Good. You know, I was sitting there and I just signed off and re-signed in. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. There seems to be a little glitch here, so I'm not sure. I look like I'm half glowing, so that's okay. But we should have an interesting show tonight. So hopefully, just remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, and check us out on Chasing Prophecy Facebook page. You can comment in the chat. So a lot of things are going on tonight. A lot of things are going on in the paranormal world.
How about that thing? Yeah, paranormal with the snow.
The snow.
You guys get snow up there?
Yeah, but it's November.
Yeah, but I wasn't ready for it.
And don't forget, we are on Rumble and TikTok now.
Oh, wow.
So that's good. So if you can see us on either one of those, that would be great.
Speaking of TikTok, I was, our producer, Joe, I was like a guinea pig for TikTok. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know how it went, but we'll see what happens.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had to turn the TV off. I had Trump on. He's announcing he's running for president again. Yeah. And I saw a couple of announcements that we won the U.S. House, but I haven't seen anything saying what state or who won what. But they're saying we got the 218 now.
I haven't heard anything like that. And then there was some speculation, some rumors that he was going to announce that he was starting his own party. But that really, I haven't heard anything like that.
No, he's not going to do that. But I mean, the U.S. House of Representatives, we lost the Senate. Yeah, we lost the Senate, but we finally got the House at 218. Yeah. I saw that on MSN and Politico, but I don't see a real announcement saying, who the person was and what state, but I don't know.
I don't know. With politics, I'm not really sure because with the House, if we get the House, they can always veto since they have everything. They can always, what do you call
Yeah,
vote against?
Boots got it right. No media coverage. Wonder why.
Yeah. Well, it just means that we pretty much stop the next 2 years. Things have to originate in the House, so Biden's not going to get his way now for the next 2 years. I don't really know if you could do stuff through the Senate without the House, but
yeah, you really can't do anything because they'll just whatever.
Well, we could have a whole political show based on
we
everything
could,
that happened.
We could, but we're not.
Yeah, I know.
We're trying to stay, out of the politics on the show because we don't want to step on anybody's feet.
I'm on a political show tomorrow night, so I'll have my say.
Yeah. Whatever. We do the best we can do. Let's see.
Brian said he's backstage.
Okay. Microphone is going back and forth. It never stays. It never stays where it's supposed to be for some reason. I don't understand. Okay. I don't see him backstage. Oh, he's in the other one, probably.
I think that's where I was.
Link.
Well, I just sent it to him.
So where'd he go? I think can you hear me? Oh God, here we go again.
Are you looking for me?
No, it's not you, it's me. My camera just messed up again. I can't stand this.
I'm trying to get back into Facebook to talk to Brian. I had just X'd out, as you said, tell him.
Yeah, and I'm frozen. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
But I'm frozen. So stupid. I don't know why it does this.
Wasn't there just an eclipse of the moon? Oh, hi, John. How are you?
Good.
I went out to get back in again. So how's everybody out there doing tonight? Don't forget, my show starts tonight at 11 p.m. on UPRN Radio 105.3. We are starts at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. And I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So I'll have a couple things up in the brain of mine, but we'll see what happens. Right now we're in the kind of a glitch thing. It's one of them terrible Tuesdays,
Do you can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you real well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just sent Brian a message to use the new link. He was on the old link where I was.
I'm glad you're doing okay, Tara. I'm glad things are working out. How you feeling? You doing okay? Good to see you. Thanks for being on. Boots, thanks for being on. Appreciate it. Wow, this is crazy. Here we go.
So, Sean, what time you get out of work usually?
Well, today I got out about 6 o'clock. But that's why I messaged you on Thursday about what's up for Thursday. So if you have anything going on, I'm free.
Oh, you're free on Thursdays?
You're still frozen, Jen, and I cannot hear you.
Wait, I saw her eyes blink.
I can rarely hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Well, very
I don't know what's going on here. I just lost the camera. It's on my laptop camera. But I'm going to go ahead and read his bio. But that's okay. I really don't care. And there he is. Well, let me go ahead and I don't know. Sometimes I think there's gremlins in this computer. I think that's why my son gave it to me, because it never works right. I'm starting to really think if there's something wrong with it. It's a gaming computer. But the camera just totally broke. So, but that's not the camera. I'm using the computer camera, so I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. It's better than no camera.
Can you all hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So just remember to like us. If you have any questions for our guests, please put them in the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. His name is Brian Seech, and he is a researcher and investigator of the Unexplained and founder of the research group Center for Unexplained Events and Center for Cryptozoological Studies. Is that how you say Cryptozoological Studies? And Brian said he's appeared on the Monsters and Mysteries in American on Destination America, a national cable channel, and he's featured as one of the independent film Mountain Devil, The Search for Frank Peterson, and was an extra in the Mothman Prophecies. Oh, cool. That was filmed in Pittsburgh. And also he appeared on various internet radio shows. And Brian is a member of the Butler. Was he a member of the Butler Organization and research of the Unexplained?
Yeah.
And he was a former member investigator of the MUFON, Mutual UFO Network, and the Bigfoot Society. And Brian also co-wrote the articles for the Creature Chronicles in the Hancock County Courier in West Virginia from August to November 2018. And he's also a co-instructor for the Cryptozoological class at Eastern Gateway College in Stephenville. And I just want to say a warm welcome to Brian. And let's see if we can get him in. Thank you for coming on Chasing Prophecy Radio, Brian.
Hi, Brian. Good to see you.
Thank you for coming on. Are you muted? I don't hear you. He's muted.
No,
You're going to have to unmute yourself, Brian.
Doesn't say that. Brian.
Brian, can you hear us?
How is everybody?
Okay, how are you, bud?
Well, you're welcome.
We're having a hard time hearing you, Brian.
Can you?
Your internet connection is not very good. Brian, do you want to come back in?
Do you have a headset, Brian?
Extremely brutal.
Tell him if you can text him to see if he can come back on.
Can you hear me?
Brian, can you hear us?
This is great.
If you can't use your video, you just want to use audio?
Get plugged in.
I'm sorry? Well, before we get started, so Sean, you're not sure what you're doing your show on tonight?
Nah, I just announced it while you were off. I don't know. I have a couple things up there in the brain, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about. So, why don't you tell everybody about our new hours?
Yeah, we're going to be starting next week. We're starting.
Can you hear me better now or no?
Yeah, we can hear you, Brian.
We're going to start next week. We're going to be on at 7 Eastern. I also would like to.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, good.
Okay, Brian, tell us what this is about. So you're involved with Bigfoot. This is. John, go ahead and you can tell us a little bit about Brian.
Well,
Yes,
Brian.
we actually have organizations. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Brian. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about your experience with. Brian?
Hey, Brian, I think you
He's
got
going to have to, John, just tell him to get out.
Or something.
I'm gonna kick him out. He's gonna have to come back in. Tell him to go ahead and kick out. Brian, just log out.
Okay. Yeah, we have for Cryptozoological Studies and the.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to. We can't hear him. Tell him just to log in and Log out.
Yeah,
Log out, log back in. Just, Brian, just get out. Leave
I'm
and just
hearing
come back
something in
in.
the background here.
You can just log out and come back in and just use your audio. Does he understand?
I just sent him a message.
Okay.
I don't know.
Why isn't this?
It's one of I don't like doing the show on Tuesday nights. I wish we could just do the hour on Thursdays. This is Tuesday is not a good night for this show. Go ahead, John. Just tell us a little bit about Brian.
Okay. Well, Brian, I met Brian, probably around the same time I met you. And he became a MUFON field investigator for us. He was in the Butler, over by the Pittsburgh airport, really. It wasn't really Butler. Beaver County is where he was living. And he moved to West Virginia. So, along the same time, he was part of that BORU group, Butler Paranormal Group. And they started their UFO conference, I believe it was the same year we started ours in 2008, when PA MUFON started there. So, and I think, Jen, he was a field investigator the same amount of time you were. And I think he left probably around the same time to really do his own thing with the crypto stuff. I think Brian leans more towards the crypto with Bigfoot and unknown creatures than UFOs. So, Brian, you out there? Can you hear us?
No, he's gone. He's not in the studio anymore. He has to hit the link again and come back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent
Has
him.
Has he ever done StreamYards before? I wonder.
I don't know about StreamYard, but I know he was just on a podcast last week. And I saw that on Facebook, so I said, all right, let's get him on the show here. He's done interviews before.
Well, that's good. So he's
John,
heavily involved with Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's Bigfoot and crypto stuff, unknown creatures.
Would you put the Dog Man and all those Thunderbirds into that?
Yeah, all of that. Anything that's an unnatural creature, let's say undiscovered, or something that has long been extinct that it's still being seen, would still be crypto.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things that they're talking about now with Dogman, and there was just something on Fox Station about was it the skinwalkers or was it the mutilation cows?
The mutilations. I was just watching that just now, and they were talking. They showed a segment of it on cattle mutilations with Chris O'Brien, who was supposed to be a speaker at our Philly conference and canceled on me.
Oh, that's crazy. So, what do you think they are? I know you were heavily involved with MUFON, but there was a just recently there was an FBI raid to what was his name? Come on, John, you should know Bob.
An FBI raid?
They raided.
Yeah, I just heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah, they just.
He's backstage if you want to bring him back in.
Okay, I hope you can hear him this time. How's it? Can you hear us now, Brian? It doesn't think so.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bud.
We can hear you. Don't worry about the camera. If we can't hear you, then just turn the camera off and use your audio.
It's working. It's all working.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your research.
Okay.
Where's my gun at? Where's my gun? I'm going to shoot myself right now.
Can you hear me?
You know what? Yeah, now we can hear you, buddy.
Can you go ahead, Brian? Tell us about your research.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I've used StreamYard before, but this never happened. So, okay. Well, anyway, we have two organizations, Center for Unexplained Events from 1986. And through that one, my wife and I research everything from UFOs to ghosts to cryptids. And our newer group is 2012 was the Center for Cryptozoological Studies, where we just focus on cryptids.
Have you seen any cryptids?
No, that's why we're in it, Sean. I would love to see some of these things that we've been searching for years, but I mean, we have seen several UFOs. I've seen possibly a ghost, but I've never seen any cryptids, unfortunately.
Okay. So what got you interested really into the cryptids?
Well, basically, when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, I would watch all these sci-fi movies, alien movies, monster movies, and especially as John knows, in the 70s was it was like kind of like the UFO movement. There was all kind of different UFO magazines out there, and I was reading them. And in some of these UFO magazines, they talked about Bigfoot. Believe it or not, they talked about UFOs and Bigfoot. And since then, I'd read about the Mothman in the 70s, and I was just hooked.
Okay.
Hey, Brian, did you watch years ago? I don't remember the year. The Legend of Boggy Creek.
Yeah, in the 70s, that was one I grew up with In Search Of, and I'm sure a lot of you heard, watched that in the 70s with Leonard Nimoy. Yeah.
Yeah. But that Bigfoot movie, Legend of Boggy Creek, that one was pretty scary back then. I think that was in Florida, right?
No, that was in Falk, Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Falk, Arkansas. Yeah.
I read that Pennsylvania is like in the top 10 for Bigfoot, cryptids, and stuff. Is that any truth in that?
Yeah, if you go by the BFRO website, they're fourth or fifth, I believe, right now, and that does change. Ohio is usually one ranked ahead of us. We think not necessarily there may be more Bigfoot there, but there's a lot more researchers in Ohio than Pennsylvania.
Tell the audience what BFRO means.
That's the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization. They're one of the largest Bigfoot organizations in the United States.
Who runs that? I remember that Moneymaker guy. Was he part of that or not?
Yeah, Matt Moneymaker. Yeah, he runs it now. Yeah.
Oh, he does run it. Okay.
Yeah.
Is who's our friend over there from Jeanette? Is he part of it anymore? Eric.
Who's that?
Eric.
I believe he is. I can't say that for 100% for sure, but I believe he is.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now, somebody wanted to, like I was, I retired from the paranormal investigating, and being on the show for 3 years, we had a lot of people on, and I don't know, maybe I was like leaning forward to maybe going and investigating Bigfoot and that. How would I go by going and finding out, where do I need to go in order to be a Bigfoot investigator?
Well, you can actually do a lot of that on your own, Sean. You could just, pick a spot that has a lot of known Bigfoot sightings, and one of them is up where John lives, up there in the Westmoreland County. It's probably one of the best, probably the best after Fayette County. Fayette County and Westmoreland are like 1 and 1A as far as number of Bigfoot reports. And then if you do a research, you can say, hey, there's been a lot of Bigfoot sightings up, say, in Gray Station, and just go up there and just look around, start talking to people, go out at night and see what happens. You don't necessarily have to join a group. There's a lot of independent researchers out there that, they don't say that they do it. So.
Right. But see, I'm not so good in the woods at night, dude, only during the day. You know what I mean? So is there like is there a certain time of the day when
on your eye?
What's that, sir?
Awesome.
Certain there seems the night and the day. A lot of people say after midnight is a good time to see them, but
Okay.
Hey Brian,
Well,
how long you been in West Virginia now? You moved from Beaver, right?
he's on a 3-second delay.
yeah, we've been here over a year. Last August we came here, and now
Where are you at, Brian, that you're having such bad internet connection? Can you hear me? Brian.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Where are you at that you don't have very good internet?
Well, we're down in a holler in West Virginia.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's yeah. That because how's the Wi-Fi down there? Any good? I mean, or is it hard to pick up internet down there?
Normal, you know what? It's guys done. We've done a different amount of shows here, and we've never had any problems. I don't know just what's happening tonight.
It's our show. It's our show.
Maybe it's just might be the weather. It's icy, it's snowy. I find when it's raining and stuff here at my house, I get terrible internet.
Yeah.
So Brian,
Okay.
when I look at the BFRO map of Bigfoot, I mean, there's got to be 30, 35 states with Bigfoot and, all over, thousands of sightings. Why do you think we've never captured one?
Well, something that it could possibly be some kind of an interdimensional creature that could slide in and out of our reality. I don't know for sure, but you would think if it would be, say, a flesh and blood creature like a bear, somebody would find one dead or someone would hit one with a car. I know nature has a pretty good disposal system. If an animal dies in the woods, it decays pretty quickly. Animals eat them. Porcupines eat the bones. So that is one kind of theory going around about it.
Well, what do you think? Is it a mammal or interdimensional? If you had to choose, where do you think? What do you think?
I still say today it's like I'm on. We research all of these cryptids as if they are flesh and blood creatures and they're out there. We're looking for evidence of there's some missing pieces, and I don't know what it is.
Hey, Brian, do me a favor and turn off your camera and see if we can hear you better. You don't have enough bandwidth. Turn off your camera and just use your audio.
I don't.
Let's see if we.
I kind of don't see the camera down at the bottom. Oh, okay. I turned it off. Can you hear me any better?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It sounds. We'll see.
Can you hear me any better?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you now. So, what is the most known cryptic creature around here in the
Hey, Brian.
It is Bigfoot. It is the king cryptid, as we call them. Things of Bigfoot. There's more people interested in Bigfoot, and then probably Mothman. You have dark of the others, but it is definitely Bigfoot.
What do you think, John? Do you think it's Bigfoot, or do you think it's
Well,
there's some Mothman or.
Well, what's interesting is, I would say 10 years ago, Bigfoot was not that popular. But as soon as you get TV shows on, and there's a bunch of them on right now, all of a sudden Bigfoot is probably, might be the more popular thing right now, more than UFOs or hauntings, I mean, but, you see a lot of the Bigfoot shows, and the media influence in all of this paranormal stuff is huge. When they focus, and it's really interesting. A few years ago, when I was doing the TV shows, I contacted Sarah Kozak of Discovery Science. That's the first show I ever did, and I was telling her, we seem to have gone from the haunting shows to the UFO shows, and I said, we got to delve into the demonic, the exorcism, that type. And she wasn't really that interested, but all of a sudden, a lot of those shows started coming out. So, and then now we're into the Bigfoot. So it's almost like every, I'd say 3 to 4 years, it runs its gamut, and then a new topic shows up on Travel Channel or History Channel. Yeah, I think Discovery Channel, where I started with most of my shows, they've kind of pulled out of it now, and I haven't watched Destination America in who knows how long. I don't know what's on that channel.
Hey, Brian, we have a question from one of our watchers here. It's from Tara. She says, do you think they are curious about us or hunting us?
They're very curious creatures. I don't believe that they hunt us. As far as I know, there's never been a Bigfoot attack on a person. Now, they will throw rocks, they will scream. But as far as them ever killing anybody, no, I don't believe they hunt us. But I think their curiosity is what gets them seen by accident. I really believe that. We always say that we're people are Bigfoot TV. They watch us. They watch us from the shadows. They watch what we do. They're very curious about women and children. They know what we do, so they do the opposite. They watch us from a distance, but they get too close, which you can't blame them. The way mankind, has destroyed a lot of the animal species out there. They see this. They see people going in the woods shooting deer and things like that. So they're very wary of us, I do believe.
Brian, haven't they taken women in the past?
The Native Americans, Indians, they said that they would occasionally take women and children. That was always in the Native American culture. Yes.
Okay.
But why would?
Do you think a lot of it's connected to the missing 411 Bigfoot?
One, John knows David Pilates more than I do. I've met him a couple times, and he's never actually said that Bigfoot are taking these people. John can help me with his stand. I know he has a new it's a documentary coming out. If it's this weekend about 411 and UFOs,
Yeah,
John, you know anything about that?
Yeah,
It's a new documentary. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting that, all the time he never committed to what's doing it, but he always implied Bigfoot, and like when we had him here to speak and in Philly to speak at the conferences, and now out of the blue, he's come out with 411, the UFO connection. And I think, like you said, that's debuting right now or this weekend, so it'd be interesting to see what is still.
Or do you know where you can watch it at?
I was on Facebook and I saw something there. And he had, yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
Either that or try maybe Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime?
Yeah. I mean, he releases them for pay-per-view type thing. It's I don't think it's released on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to watch it because I got Prime. But this is crazy evening today.
Yeah, it's really. I'm not really sure what's going on.
So, Brian, what's your favorite case? What was your favorite case in PA or another location as far as Bigfoot?
Well, for with our organization, we have a white Bigfooters, and it's been about 9-10 years ago. One was in Darlington, one was in Brady's Park, and there was Newcastle, and they all took place in about the same 3-year span. This was people were actually seeing which was actually a white Bigfoot. So I would say those cases combined probably are more.
A white Bigfoot? I had never heard of a white Bigfoot.
Yeah, we've actually since me and Terry have been researching, we've done it's actually 7 of them. Okay, and there's actually been, if you count two encounters with the international, even over into Ohio by Beaver Creek, there's been about 11 white Bigfoot tri-state area. It may be the most heavily concentrated white Bigfoot sightings in the United States.
What part of Ohio is Beaver Creek?
Beaver Creek is in Columbiana County, Ohio. It's right adjacent to Beaver County, where we live most of our lives. It is Beaver Creek is a hot spot. We've had some activity there. There's been a decent amount of sightings down there in Beaver Creek. It's Columbiana County, Ohio.
So when you mean like things happening, like what sort of things happen?
I'm not going to be able to continue with this because we're losing viewers from not being able to hear him. There's just too much of the connection is too bad.
Hey, Brian, I don't know, maybe one connection is better than the other, but Brian, any thoughts on UFOs and Bigfoot, like up in Presque Isle or Uniontown?
Well, there's been a decent amount, especially in Pennsylvania, of the UFO Bigfoot connection, and of course, as you know, Stan Gordon has researched a lot of those. In the 70s, there were 73 was a major wave on Bigfoot sightings together. We don't hear as much about those type of sightings where the both phenomena intersect, but we dismiss them because there's been enough sightings of, like, I know Dan Hagman had one up in Butler where there was a UFO and there was a Bigfoot. The farmer saw it shortly after that, and he actually shot it at close range, and it just basically stood there. So there may actually, who knows? People think Bigfoot may be an extraterrestrial. Again, we don't know. Maybe they did come from UFOs, like years ago, many years ago, and they were dropped off by extraterrestrials. Again, we don't know for sure, but it is one of the theories out there.
I had heard a theory just recently. I was up in Punxsutawney speaking at a conference, and a guy came up to me and he said, "Do you know why Bigfoot's here?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Bigfoot was originally the UFOs brought Bigfoot to protect the aliens from dinosaurs. That's how long they've been here. But the Bigfoot's job, like King Kong, was to defend the aliens from dinosaur attacks." What do you think about that?
It's different.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Hey, who knows? All you could say is who knows. I mean, could it? Who am I to say no?
Yeah, I like when I hear an interesting new theory. I had never heard that one before. The Bigfoot defended the aliens against raptors and T-Rex,
Never heard that either, John.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so what other type of cryptids are you interested in besides Bigfoot?
But the one thing I'd like to ask you, John, I know that you hold two UFO conferences every year. How about if you can get us that from the Skinwalker? I know he's going to be speaking at Philly. How about him?
Yeah, well, Dr. Taylor is scheduled for Philly. I'm still waiting for the final confirmation because it depends on his filming schedule, But usually, if I can get him for Philadelphia, then the following year I'll bring him over to Greensburg for the Pittsburgh conference, And I was thinking, we haven't had Dr. Meldrin back here. Boy, that was
okay.
Remember when we had the joint Bigfoot UFO conference 2 days? Saturday was UFOs, Sunday was Bigfoot. We had Dr. Meldrin. Yeah, I mean, we haven't had him. I don't know how long ago that was. That's got to be pushing 8-9 years ago. We could probably.
Probably was.
Melvin?
Yeah.
Who is this Dr. Melvin? This doctor you're talking about?
Yeah, Brian, tell us what you know about Dr. Meldrin.
Oh, he's an anthropologist from the University of Idaho. He deals in foot anatomy, and he's probably the foremost one on foot anatomy. And he studied Bigfoot for a long time. He has one of the world's largest track collection of alleged Bigfoot prints, and one of the nicest men you'll ever want to meet. He would be great to try to bring back, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think we got to try to get him. I agree. I think we got to get him back. You remember when we did that conference, the controversy that the Jeanette Bigfoot group, we did UFOs on Saturday and Bigfoot on Sunday, and the Saturday crowd was bigger. So the Bigfoot people who were helping us got all upset that the Bigfoot should have been on Saturday and UFOs on Sunday, like they got disrespected. Do you remember that, Brian?
That's funny.
Yeah. I don't want to go there though, John.
You know me. I like to bring up the controversial stuff.
Hey, Brian, Kathleen Wilson has a question for you.
I try to stay away from it.
Nah, it just draws me in.
Brian, Kathleen Wilson has a question for you. Or Brian, tell them she wants you to tell them about the Abaguchi.
Abaguchi?
Abawitch?
Yeah. Hi, Kathleen. How you doing? So the Abaguchi is kind of mostly not true. It's kind of a condition of certain different animals. Called the squonk. It's about the same thing. It's more of a legend and not they actually an Abaguchi here in West Virginia. Now again, we have totally that like we should, but we've only been here a year. We'll be doing some more.
Maybe I can start looking for the Abaguchi. That's funny. I got to do some research on that.
And then you can start a band. You can call it ABBA. Oh, they already did that.
But West Virginia. We've been studying Bigfoot in West Virginia, and a lot of people just don't want to talk about sightings. It's very tough. It's very tough.
Is it because you're not from West Virginia? Because you're from Pennsylvania?
Oh, I didn't hear that, John.
Do you think they don't want to talk to you because you're not from West Virginia? You're not a local.
Yeah. We're not locals, but we're trying to integrate here down here, and it's going to be a slow process.
You know, it's funny, Brian, when I moved to Oklahoma, I had one of the business development guys said to me, John, remember, they may smile at you, they'll be nice to you, but you're not one of them. You're not from here. You know, and I've experienced that everywhere I've moved since then. You know, I still got that New York Northeast accent. You know, even here in PA, people comment on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
So they don't say you all of West Virginia? Well, yins.
Well, I've been saying y'all more. So
yeah, that's their word. So you were saying you were interested in orbs, huh?
Yeah, our new project, which is going very slowly. It's called LAE. And it stands for Light Anomaly Exploration. And we are researching people seeing these orbs. We call them light spheres in the woods.
Like the Morpher lights?
What do you think they are?
Well, that's the $1 billion question. I wish we knew. It could be. They could be some kind of a sentient life form too. We just do not know.
Maybe I'll take a ride down and check it out next month.
Well, so what do you think that from this moment on, I mean, your past experience and research, what do you think that you have to have some kind of clue or have some kind of idea of what you think they are?
Well, we try to research, trying to get all the information together, and then go from there. We know that they're being seen. Don't you? So again, we're just trying to get the information right now.
Well, you had Foo Fighters during World War II. I mean, those are alike. A lot of people have always believed
the Foo Fighters in World War II. Both sides saw them.
Yeah, and other people thought that those are spirits. When you see a ball of light in the woods.
Yeah, some people think Sean would know this. They call them orbs. They possibly could be like a spirit or a ghost. Yeah.
But Brian, aren't some of these almost like UFOs also? They're larger. Remember the guy with MUFON who did that study?
They could be, John. They really could. I mean, again, I
Say that again.
Yeah. That was Terry Ray, John.
Yeah, Terry Ray. He took a look at the orange orbs. But he was looking more of them being a UFO because they were larger. He identified locations off of Miami, Tampa, Lake Erie, and LA, where they come out of the water. And you know what's interesting?
I agree with that. Yeah.
What's interesting also is there were a couple of entities seen with the orbs. And what was described were very tall, lanky creatures. Like
like
7
7
feet,
feet,
small
small
waist,
waist,
long arms
long
and
arms
legs.
and legs.
Okay, I must have missed that
Okay, I
one.
must have
so
missed
I
that
must have
one.
misreading
So I
about
must have misreading
that.
about that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
in his
that was
book,
in his
the
book,
he
the
wrote.
book he wrote.
It was
It
almost
was
word
almost
for
word
word the
the
same
same
creature
creature
I saw in
I
my
saw
house
in my
in
house in
2009.
2009.
Because when I read
Because
his
when I
book,
read his book,
I
I
contacted him.
him.
And I said,
And I said,
Terry, man,
that
your
your
description is the
description is
same
the
thing
same thing
that was
that was in
upstairs in my house.
upstairs in my house.
So, of
So,
course,
of course,
he said,
he said,
well, I wasn't copying you, and I wasn't
I wasn't
implying that.
implying that.
Okay, we're gonna have to take a break to
Sign in
Sign
again.
in again.
we're gonna go ahead and do a break, and Sean, go ahead and do our sponsor.
Yeah, I am blinking in and out. Want to thank Carnation for sponsoring our second hour for this show. Thank you, Carnation.
And we're gonna thank you, Carnation. We're gonna let you go, Brian, but thank you so much. Hopefully next time we can get you on, we can have your internet working better. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight on Chasing Prophecy. You have a great night.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay. That was crazy. Sorry.
He's done other interviews. I'm getting feedback too. Do you hear mine?
No, you sound good.
Oh, okay, I hear it on my own.
I hear
feedback on.
I don't hear you. Sound good too, Sean. I don't hear it. Seems like it's okay. There's no delay.
All right.
So, so tell me, guys, anything going on? John, have you been watching the news? Have you heard anything that was unusual with the FBI breaking into that UFO researcher? I'm trying to find his name.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God! You don't know what I'm talking about. I'll get his name for sure.
I was in Lake Tahoe for a week. So I didn't get any news.
Let me go ahead and ask.
There's a beautiful area
up there.
Okay. He's letting me know. I can check it out and see if I can find it. I'll tell you in a second. You can't have dead ear, guys. Talk. I can't do this and just talk too. I'll screw it up.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah?
Oh my God, this is a nightmare tonight. Maybe we should just quit the show right now. I mean, come on. This is embarrassing. Talk. I can't do the research and talk at the same time. I'm not.
Well, last time talk about that Elizondo and the guy that target UFO field. Did we talk about that? It might have been a different show I was on. Does that sound familiar, Sean?
I hate to say it, but I did not understand you.
There's a guy working with the Pentagon. Lou Elizondo.
Oh, we talked about that before.
Where he wants to target the UFO field.
Wow, I can't believe this echo we got.
I don't hear any echo. I just don't hear you guys talking. That's all.
No, I'm hearing an echo.
What
can I say? I made a comment that I think that Jan Harzan with MUFON was set up by somebody in the Pentagon. They tried to take him down. He went for it with a bait, and obviously they took him down. just like they
just
did to
like they did to
Nightcap
Black
back in the
back in the
70s.
70s.
And I think
And I
that
think that
Dave
Dave
McDonald,
McDonald,
who's
who's
the
the
MUFON
MUFON
executive right
executive
now,
right now,
mark my
mark
words,
my
they're going to
words,
try
they're
to
going
get
to
him
try to
too.
get him too.
I think they're
I
trying
think
to
they're
knock
trying to knock
MUFON out.
MUFON out.
They want to
They want to
control
control
the
the
narrative.
narrative.
I like what
I like
Silver
what
Moon
Silver
said.
Moon said.
Maybe it's
Maybe
just
it's
an off
just an
week.
off week.
What's
To
this
start with
loudspeaker?
something.
What are you talking about, Joe? Is it what loudspeaker? Who is this Northwest Paranormal Research Group? Who is that? Is that one of Joe's? What
No.
loudspeaker? So what do you think's causing it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why
I
the
don't know why the
connection's so
connection's
bad.
so bad.
I don't know. I think I have no idea. Maybe we should just call it a night.
But
It's when your
unbelievable.
speaker is too loud. What speaker?
Well, lower
Well,
the
lower the
volume
volume
and see if that
and see
makes
if
a
that makes a
difference.
difference.
I lowered
I
mine.
lowered mine.
I'm going to go ahead and get out.
Okay. John, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you real well.
Yeah, and I'm not getting the feedback now. So
No,
I lowered
not-
my volume. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, I lowered my volume down. So tell us a little bit more about cryptids, buddy. I'm seriously thinking about getting into it.
Well,
Not,
here's
not
the
so
thing.
much UFO, but
I've got my opinion, and when it comes to the cryptids, I kind of go along with the Native Americans, what they said. I give a presentation on Native Americans and their folklore and supernatural beliefs, but to me, that stuff is all spiritual. I would call it demonic. It's interdimensional. I think when you're seeing these creatures that the Native Americans have, I think that stuff to me, is all demonic stuff. I really do. And
Okay.
they used to worship. They had all these different gods. Like a lot of the Greeks and the Romans and
right.
the others did. But there was a god of the water, of the air, of the wind, of crops, of whatever, everything. And I always say, when you're reaching out to all these different spirit beings, how do you know who you're talking to? It's like when you guys do your, you go to a haunted site, you don't really
Right.
know who you're talking to, right?
True.
I mean, you could invite in or be communicating with a demonic entity, and I think I know that's
Tara.
real.
Tara says a Wendigo. She
Yeah,
told me a story. Yeah, one time. I mean, Tara, that you told me a story that your son saw a Wendigo up there on Blue Mist Road. Yes, he did. She told me about that.
That'd be pretty scary. I mean, that's that creature with the deer horns.
Right. Right.
If I remember right, a Wendigo was a witch, and to become a Wendigo, you had to have killed a family member. So if you had murdered one of your own family, you're a witch, which I guess there were a lot of witches, you could then transform into this Wendigo creature.
Right.
It's one of the most heinous types of creatures out there in the Native American folklore.
Mm-hmm. So that would be kind of crazy seeing one of them. Like,
did you see
like,
that movie with Kerry Russell just recently, 6 months ago? Kerry Russell. It was a Wendigo creature. Did you see that movie?
No, I didn't.
That was pretty good. I can't think of the name of it now. That was a good movie. It was down in like a coal mine or something, and in this small town, and it was a creepy movie, man. But that thing with those horns, whew.
Yeah, that would be kind of creepy to see. But when Brian was saying, well, everybody's an independent researcher on Bigfoot, me and the woods don't get along, John.
I don't either. I have no desire to go in the woods. And about 2 months ago, I told you my friends from Pittsburgh, the Iron City Militia, were going out. It was, before you get married, what's that called? Would the guys go out? Your bachelor's night.
Bachelor party, yeah.
Bachelor party, yeah. And they said, we met for dinner. And then he said they want to go up to the mountains there to look for Bigfoot. Just like Brian said, around here, you can go anywhere in these mountains and it's a good spot. So I hooked him up with a guy who's got a Bigfoot store, and he actually met them, and they went out. He stayed with them overnight for the evening. They brought sleeping bags. They found like a cabin area, so it was covered, but it was open, and they all slept over. I never got any feedback as to what happened, if they saw anything. But I told them, dude, I'm not me and staying out overnight. Whether it's getting bit by freaking bugs or my luck, I'd get attacked by a bear or something. I don't do overnight. I really don't. Not in the woods.
No, I get a hotel room.
Yeah, that's what I said. I told them, I'll hang with you for a few hours, go to the hotel, and I'll meet you in the morning for breakfast, But
exactly. I like beds. I don't like tents.
Yeah, I don't trust that at all,
No, you know what? No, in my luck, I'd probably get eaten by a bear.
That's what me too. I said, my luck, a freaking bear get me. And then I'm very allergic to bites. I get a mosquito bite and stuff, my whole face swells up. Out there, who knows what you get bit by. And the snakes out there too. So now,
right. I got a story to tell you about that. My son was about 8 years old, and we went up to Cook's Forest for a camping trip. And 3 o'clock in the morning, he woke me up. Dad, there's a bear. There's a bear. I'm like, what are you talking about? Listen, it's a bear. It wasn't a bear. It was a guy in the next tent snoring. You know what I mean? I was like, nah. But no, I won't do that. I won't do things like that. No.
I got no desire to be at. You know how dark it is at night when you're in the woods and there's no light. Unless you bring your own, lights like back here. I don't know. That to me, that's too creepy. I'm not doing that.
Can you guys
What'd
hear
you say,
me?
Jen?
Yeah, we hear
Can
you.
you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I wasn't sure. Okay. Are we still echoing?
No, there's no echo. Hey, Jen, when's the last time you camped out overnight?
Oh, geez. Probably, oh my God. I'd have to say about 10 years ago.
Yeah. You ever run into any rodents or anything come up to your tent?
No, but we did see something. What'd you see? It was really creepy. We're in the tent. I'm sleeping. My boys get up and they're in the tent and they're looking out and they saw someone standing in front of the campfire.
A person.
They were a shadow person, a person they thought for sure it was they thought it was a person, but it was like shadowy. It was really, really spooky. Yeah. It was like a shadow.
Well,
figure.
you remember Blair Witch, Ellie Kendrick, all of that. We would banish evil people, to the woods. That's another reason I don't go out into the middle of the woods, because for centuries, when they thought they had a witch or something, they'd burn them at the stake or they'd banish the spirit, out to the woods. So I got no desire to be out in the woods at night.
No me either. Yeah. I think there's a lot of creepy things out there now, and I don't want to go out there. It's not safe like it used to be. It's just not. There's just too many.
Sean, I was watching some other show, and they were saying also that for some reason the paranormal activity all around Earth is picking up. There's more stuff going on than there ever was in all the fields. Hauntings, UFOs, cryptids, and then this just seems to be more evil everywhere you go. with kidnapping kids and homicides and all of that. So, what do you think about that, Sean? That it seems to be ramping up.
To be honest with you, John, I don't have a clue. But I like what Northwest Paranormal Research Group here said, that they are going to try to contact Bigfoot by an empath on their team. That would be pretty interesting, I would think.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Try an empath.
If it happens, Northwest, would you want to be we are an echo recording from the future. That's pretty interesting. Hey, if that happens, Northwest, do you want to come on our show?
Well, Northwest gets a lot of Bigfoot cases up there. If they're in Washington or Oregon or wherever Northwest Bigfoot is, they got a lot of activity up
they
there.
said hell yes. They said hell yes.
Okay.
And Holly, I wouldn't camp in the park at all. Like Deep Creek.
No park.
Sean,
No.
I wouldn't even camp in my backyard.
No.
Well, yeah, John, it's just not safe. I mean, there's too many creatures. I mean, people. If there's more people that are.
Well, in my backyard, nobody should be in my backyard. It's fenced in and everything. But I tell you what, at night, I got every rodent you can imagine, from raccoon to chipmunks to they're not beavers. What's that other one? The Punxsutawney Phil. What are they called?
Oh,
groundhogs.
Groundhogs. I got every freaking creature rodent out there you can imagine. My Dobermans used to keep them away. I got to get another dog. I got to replace the one that passed away. I've never seen. I wouldn't put a tent in my backyard. I'd probably get attacked. Snakes, everything.
No, it's just it's not just as the animals. There's just so many anomalies that we cannot ignore, that there's something unusual happening. I mean, there's just too many sightings. And now, I wish I could get that guy's name, the researcher that the FBI broke into his home. I wish I could.
Hey, Jen, do you have the email I sent you with those pictures?
Which ones?
This afternoon, I sent you an email and I said, show this on the show. Did you check your email?
No, let me go ahead and check it.
Yeah, check it.
Sarah Forbes, as Denny seconded, Sarah Forbes has a good question here. Wonder why we don't hear more cases from campsites, though. If it's so iffy, you think there would be more of an issue? Which he's got a point there,
Well, maybe they disappear, and it's not until David Paulides does the research, wondering where these people went,
Mm-hmm. But she has a point, you know. I mean, God only knows, or say like what, the Bigfoot or any kind of a cryptid, they're at a campsite and and they're just looking at you and they can come up on you and take you away.
You also got a lot of psychotic people out there, homeless people, illegal immigrants, a lot of people. You go out in the woods where people camp extended wise, if you're a psychopath, that's easy prey to prey on those people, I think.
John, which email did you send it to? Did you send it to my personal, or did you send it as a Facebook direct message?
No, I sent it to your personal email. It might be the email from years ago. I don't even know what email you
Comcast.
used. I don't know.
Oh,
sent it from my other computer.
Anna Young says, "What's the show 411?" I've seen that twice. That's called The Hunted. And that's pretty interesting. I like to watch it again.
Yes, you have to watch that, because you will not go to a national park. You will not camp.
Yeah. Let me try to grab those photos and put it into the Facebook account here. I was up at Virginia City, Nevada, and I'll tell you the story. Well, maybe I'll tell you the story while I'm trying to get into my email right now. But So I went up to. Did you know that the Ponderosa TV series was around Lake Tahoe? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, I went. I was surprised to learn. Virginia City, Nevada, is about 30 miles from Lake Tahoe, and they had the map from the Ponderosa there of the territory, you know, and yeah, I'm in my email right now. So they had the whole map there. That's where that was all filmed. So when Hoss Cartwright and them said we're going to Virginia City, that was the Virginia City I just went to. So here I'm pulling up that email, but I go to this. I think it's called the
Thanks,
Washoe
Sarah.
Club. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
hear you.
Washoe Club, WASHOE Club in Virginia City. All right, let me copy this and see if I can put it into Jen's Facebook.
Northwest Paranormal Research Group said that they have seen black dogs on the street. Did they have red
What kind of
eyes?
dogs?
Did they have red eyes? Because there are hellhounds.
Hellhounds?
I believe in hellhounds.
Yeah.
Hellhounds, yeah.
What are they?
They come whenever you make a deal with the devil, okay, and the
great.
devil's coming to collect your soul. He'll send the hellhounds.
Oh, that's scary. You don't like to collect that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my.
Northwest Paranormal Research Group says, I feel that we are crossing parallel universes and are experiencing something we cannot explain. Think about it. We are dealing with the new forms of energy. We are saying we have a way to go faster than light. They also said, Anna says, no, they're just stray dogs. And Northwest Paranormal Research Group says truck drivers see it all the time. And they do have a point.
I never heard of that before. I never heard about
right, but they do have a point on that. I mean, we're so bound up here in Pittsburgh, we really don't go out there that much. Here we go. 669 for fun. Oh, Lord, there you go.
What? Okay, wait a minute. We have to make sure that's not one of the people we don't want on here.
No. This.
Oh, that's nice. We should block them. But I don't know.
669 for fun.
Thanks.
But I like this, Sarah. I do like Supernatural. I guess, did you guys ever watch the Supernatural shows? The TV
definitely.
series?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of I don't know, a lot of make-believe stuff with that. I don't know if I believe it all.
But most of it has to do with cryptids.
You think?
And angels and demons. It has a mixture of everything in it. There's like
they have
15, 16 seasons. So by watching that show, it made me think, what could possibility be out there? And this was like way before I even started being on the show. But in today's world, Jenny, you got to figure out there's so much crap out there that scientists are finding new strange animals and stuff out there like that.
Well, that's because they're doing these experiments, like making hybrids, and they're so obsessed with trying to make a new breed of some sorts, or they're just messing up. I don't know. There's a lot of this stuff too. All the pharmaceutical companies and how evil they are, and all they care about is the almighty dollar. And
Jen, what's your email so I can send this to you?
Oh, you can't put it in the chat?
I can't. I tried to copy and paste. It doesn't go.
In our chat, our
Yeah.
show chat?
Yeah, it doesn't copy and paste.
You can send it to Chasing Prophecy Radio at gmail.com.
But how about all the disturbances that that's happening on the earth, like all these the tsunamis when they come in, or all those the hurricanes when they come in? I'm sure they're washing stuff up on land that is like we never heard of stuff. You know what I mean? You can't say no. you have to have an open mind about it.
See if you got it, Jen. I just sent it.
Let's see. No. Mm-mm.
Wow, it is like crazy Wi-Fi day today.
Yeah, it's very slow.
Well, you know what? Didn't Putin send a nuclear something to Poland today?
I don't know, but look at all that crap going on over there in Ukraine, right? Look at all that crap going on over there. Who knows what they're digging up?
Yeah,
What is that? What is that?
Putin dropped 2 bombs into Poland, a bomb, and it killed 2 people. I don't think it was nuclear, but he's testing Biden. I'm telling you, he's testing him. Did you get it? I sent it. It says
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
Oh, hold on a second. Let me go back and pull you up now.
No,
Can you show it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to show.
There were 2 pictures.
Give me a second.
So I'm at this place, the Washoe Club, right? It's an old tavern hotel in Virginia City, Nevada, and the guy that's in it there, he was in the first episode of Ghost Adventures was filmed there at the Washoe Club, right? So he's showing us all pictures of ghosts and entities that he has filmed there. So he says, I told him I was in Hangar 1 and did 38 episodes on TV. So he goes, let me show you something. So can you show the other picture, Jen, of the kid?
Yeah.
Can you show the other one?
Let me see if I can pull that up. Just give me a second.
So if you look at this picture, Sean, you see kind of a gray alien face, right?
Right. Yeah. To me, that looks like a little kid.
Yeah. But if we could put the other picture up, he took this picture and he says it's a ghost in this hotel. But when he zoomed in on the kid, it had this alien standing in front of him. Like when you zoom in, the alien is there.
Was the alien a gray?
Well, the face looks like it.
Let me see if I can find the other one.
If you could put both pictures up, they're in that same email. There's the kid standing there. Kind of looks like he's got a backpack or something on, and then you got the gray alien.
Okay, so you send it in the same email?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to. Which one do you want?
I hope I didn't. Maybe I just sent you the one. Then.
Wait, there's a picture of someone standing. I don't know if that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a boy. It looks like a boy.
Yeah. Put that up.
Okay, let me see if I can save it.
It's the same picture as what he claims.
It could be a shadow
As the
person
other,
northwest.
It could be the same. It could be the same.
John, this is for you. We have a question from Sarah Forbes. Have you ever heard of, I do not know how to pronounce that name, Demiguise, cryptid?
Demiguise. No, never heard of that.
I never heard of that one.
I don't know what that is.
I'll write that down and check it out. Demi.
Can you see that?
Yeah. So you take a look at that. You see some teenager, right, or whatever, standing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you put the other picture side by side?
Don't know if I can do side by side. I'll try. Let's see.
The other thing, take a look at the above him in the doorway. You see that light above him, that glass? When we were standing there, that's not there.
No, I can't do it. I can't do it side by side.
Well, put the other one up then. So you see the boy was there, and now put the alien up. But we're standing at that location. There is no light above the door. There's no window or anything there. He says, John, when I took the picture, you've got this window above the door. He said that was there 100 years ago. That's not there now. They covered it over, with brick or wood or whatever. Yeah, you see, that light is not there. It's there on the other picture. So if there was a way to zoom in, you see a gray alien standing in front of that kid. You can almost see the kid's silhouette behind it.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
I don't know.
Good. Do you see the gray alien face?
You mean,
Yeah, okay, I see it.
You mean here?
No.
No,
You don't see the
other one.
eyes?
Right here, I do. Right there, I do.
Yeah, that's the gray alien. But that
Yeah.
kid is standing right. He's right in front of that kid. You can see the kid's arm and his body.
Yeah. So what are you
His
saying?
arm. I don't know. He said that when he zoomed in, he saw the gray alien in the picture. But when you back it all up, it's not there. So that's why he sent me the picture, because he said it was weird.
Northwest Paranormal Research Group said they seen it before. And they said if you can send it to the two pictures, and they'll look at it.
Okay.
Well, where is Northwest Paranormal Research
Were
Group?
you guys out of Northwest Paranormal?
Well, you got to get their email so you can forward it to them.
Yeah, we need your email so we can forward it to you. They're in Washington State.
Yeah, well, that's good. Jen, if
wow.
they give you the email, just forward it to them.
Yeah, you can put it in the private chat. I think you can. Maybe they can't do the private chat. No, they can't do the private chat.
Northwest. Now, he said message them. Now, I bet there's a lot of portals out there in Washington State.
There's a lot of portals everywhere, and especially this time, I think the winter, it seems like they open up more. What do you think about that, John? Do you think they're more, or summertime?
I think as soon as the sun goes down, like we got right now, and there's less light out, I think you have more portals, more paranormal activity. I don't know why, since we changed the clocks back, and this
hopefully this is the last year for that.
This fall season right now is creeping me out, and it never has ever in the past. When it gets to 6, I don't know. It's 6 o'clock. It's pitch black, and it's like I'm creeped out here. That where did the sun go? Where's what you lose the light, you lose God's protection. It feels like I don't know, but it's for some reason I've never felt like this before. That I'm creeped out here in the fall and winter coming.
What do you mean you're creeped out?
I just have a bad feeling. I look out.
Okay, now I have a bad feeling, and it has nothing to do with. It just seems like there's something going on out there that we.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's early and it's dark out. I don't know. I've never.
It was really strange having snow here today in Western Pennsylvania. I know we've had snow this time, but this snow seemed a little weird. Like John, John was saying.
It's almost like there's something not right in the world, or something's going to happen, and maybe Putin is going to start it. I don't know.
What about? Do you think CERN has anything to do with it? I mean, they did start that
CERN
thing up.
Oh, you know what I saw too? You're talking about CERN. They ran their CERN collider, and they created a black hole, which they've done before, but this one now started to glow. So, the more they do this, one time they're going to do it, and it's going to expand and then suck CERN right into it. It'll be gone.
Yeah, that's true.
But, I mean, their goal with CERN is to open up a door to the other side, to another dimension. You remember that movie, The Mist? You ever see that one?
Yeah, I do remember.
They were all hiding in that grocery store, and they somehow the government opened up a portal, and all these creatures came through from the other side, and it was in the mist, attacking anybody that would try to leave that grocery store.
Sarah Forbes, who's in our chat, says she agrees something does feel off, especially tonight.
Does. And I tell you, I don't trust Russia and China. Those two had a meeting right after Biden got in office, and I think they're testing. Biden uses up all the reserve fuel. I mean, we're ripe
Yeah, what
here
is
for an
that about
attack.
that? What
We're
is
ripe
that?
for
What
an
do,
attack right now.
Thank you,
well,
Northwest.
he's just he he's an embarrassment.
Well, I know, but
We're
he's
not
in
supposed to
charge.
be talking I know he's our
I
leader, and
know.
that's what's
And we were
cracking me up.
supposed to, we were supposed to take back the Senate and the House, and mysteriously they managed to pull out a victory in the Senate, and we barely have, I guess, got the House back. I don't trust these people one bit. They're incompetent right now in office.
Maybe let's go back to the supernatural.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I tell
I'm
you,
not really, I'm not really into politics right now, this very moment.
yeah, I agree. But I don't know. Like when I look out the window and it's pitch black and it's early and it's like 6 o'clock.
I can't stand when the time changes. I turn into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Okay, John, this is for you and Jen. Northwest has a question. They go, "What do you think of Stargate theory? Clothes that show have some truth. Does it have some truth
Oh
to it?"
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know?
I think it does.
Yeah, Stargate should have been a show that I watched every episode, and I never watched one. I can't explain that. I watched the movie. I never watched Stargate, and it's one of those shows I think I got to go back and watch them all because I think that whole thing of being able to enter you could create that like they're trying to do with the collider, and I 100% believe these other dimensions are there.
Oh yeah, and the more I think about it, the more I like the idea of time travel. That TikTok guy
Yeah.
that he believes that he is actually going back and forth in time.
Well,
And the funny thing is, there's no people. Have you seen that, John? Have you seen the
no, I
TikTok
haven't
with the
seen
guy?
that. But there's an issue with going back and forward. If you change anything going back, does that change your future or does it split immediately and create two different futures? And you're
Well,
actually in both of them.
well, a lot of people say to really believe in, time traveling backwards that you have to go back at the exact same time on the exact same day, you know, to where if you don't, you're done. I mean, your whole world will change. I believe that.
Well, or maybe you can go back, but you're only an observer, like a ghost. You could go back in time, but you cannot change anything. You can't touch anything. You can't kill anything. I mean, there's a lot of different theories. Or if you ran your parents over by accident, you wouldn't be born. You'd all of a sudden disappear. And then that changes the whole future of everything you've ever done. If you have kids.
Sarah Forbes has a question for Jenny. Jenny
What?
mentioned earlier she doesn't believe everything. Is there a certain point she doesn't believe?
Is there a certain point I don't believe?
Yeah, that's a
Like,
question here in the chat.
I'm trying to understand what the question was. I don't believe everything. I don't believe, yeah, I don't believe a lot of things. Like, I don't believe in fairies. I don't believe in uh, leprechauns. I believe in UFOs. I think UFOs, like, I'm more on the side of, I don't think they're Martians from different planets. I think that they're more like angels and demons. They're fallen angels. Um, I don't know for sure if I believe Bigfoot is a outer spaceman. I think maybe he's a missing link or a inbred, meaning too close. Like, you know how you have dogs that are they're too much inbreeding and
Yeah.
they get like goofy, or there's a lot of speculation that if you have two brothers, I mean a brother and a sister have a baby, that their baby might be deformed. I think that could be something like Bigfoot, or species that we've never ever discovered. That's my beliefs and stuff like that. Like, that's how I feel. There's a lot of things I don't believe.
I think
If that's
everything
the
is.
question you're asking, if that's what you mean.
I think everything unexplained is interdimensional. That's what I think. I don't think anything comes from space. I think there's a possibility there is, I don't want to say like Aquaman, there is something under the ocean. There could be another species on this planet. And that's the UFOs we've always seen. They're here, but they try to avoid us. I think that's, they were maybe Atlantis.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I also think that there is a breed of hybrids, but I believe that these alien humans that exist on this planet were here. We are them. They came here and populated Earth. So we are the aliens. Do you understand? That's how I think.
That's possible.
That goes completely against creation if you believe in God and creation, though. I like to think that the God creation story is true, but there are other dimensions where the angels and the fallen angels and other realities exist. And I think a lot of those realities are created by the dark side, but they can come through. There's so many instances of these shadow people today. I don't think that was even a thing 20 years ago.
Well, John, but some people think that the shadow people are time travelers because they're just getting a glimpse of them because they're going so fast through time.
Or, like I said, you could go back in time, but you can't. It's like a ghost. You're a shadow person. You can't affect anything, but you could be an observer. That's
that's sort of like haunted houses. Like people think there's residual energies. Like say I live in a house that there was, the house was there. So many different generations lived here and they died, but their spirit, there might be a residual energy of a mother going into the laundry room, or that was what she did, or just their daily lives, or the energy that was left behind. Now that's kind of, if you
Jen,
think about
I think when you die, depending on how you lived, determines if you can move on to the light. And I think, based on what I see with people, about 90% of them are stuck here on Earth as spirits, and that's all the haunted, the shadow people and stuff that we're seeing. I think very few people have lived a good enough life and tried to help other people and not be so selfish that their spirits, their souls can actually move on. I think a lot of the stuff we're seeing is just, bad people left behind.
Yeah, that's true. And usually evil is hard to go away, I guess, if you're evil.
Think about that.
Go ahead.
Besides those spirits that are left behind from people who passed away, you got demonic entities here, fallen angels. So you might have all these spirits hanging out together in the cemetery in an old house, and then they got to hide. Ooh, here it comes. And you see this twice the size of them demonic entity coming, and they kind of try to avoid them and stuff. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I can just imagine how creepy. What was that? There was one of those TV shows, movies that were on. Remember where the guy went back? His son got sucked in, and then he went to get him, and he was in like hell, where the demon was playing the piano, and there were all these other creepy people walking around. Do you remember that movie?
Mm-mm.
About 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago. They made 2 or 3 of them. And I remember saying, I think that's exactly how it is when you die. For certain people, you're stuck in this nether world of demonic entities, zombies, creatures, all kinds of creepy stuff, I wish I could remember the name of it. I forget so much now, people's names and names of movies and shows.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. Getting back to what you said about creation and stuff, I still think my theory is good one, where on the 7th, like on the 6th day or the 4th day or the 5th day, whenever God said that he created man in his own image. And I said, well, he kept on making these models and he didn't like them. So instead of destroying them, he threw them out somewhere in the universe. So I still think that's a good, good idea.
It would imply, though, that God's not very perfect. He's kind of phallus.
Well,
That
yeah, till
he
finally
can't.
he
He
said,
should be able to get it right the first time. Come on, he's
not
God.
really.
Yeah, he
Whatever.
can. But
He decided to just say be a narcissist and have a man in his own image.
the thing that bothers me the most about all of this is, I like to believe that God is all powerful. But when you look at the dark side and the things that happen and all the wars that have occurred, it's almost like they're equal. Like for everything that God does, the devil gets to do something else. I've read in all of these books that it's very legal that the devil, Satan, actually presents in front of God and the angels his case that he should be allowed to torment a person or take their soul, and they decide on it, and they actually have to sometimes give him his way. And
Now, see,
it's like yin and yang. You have to have an
Yin
equality
and
to it.
yang.
but see, here comes my whole point about books that people tell us what a thing should be. Okay,
Theories,
where did they get the information to
their
write that book?
experiences, their theories. Just use their imagination. Who knows? Some people say
So
they get knowledge from somewhere.
gotta be well. I don't know, because say like you wrote about some kind of monster or whatever, and people started to believe it, and people start writing books about it, and all you did was make it up in your head.
And then
Um,
people see it. They actually see the thing that you created,
but
like
then
Slender Man,
true, and there's this. What's that called when
a tulpa,
you? What's that?
a tulpa, Tulpa, tulpa. When
Okay,
if you focus on something, it will appear.
okay, no,
What do
okay.
you
I
mean?
I knew there was something like that,
I
but
don't understand.
it's just amazing
Yeah,
how.
Jen, it
Pe-
means the power of your mind.
You mean like
Like
manifestation?
happy people aren't thinking about the things we talk about. They're happy, they go about their day. But people that focus on the paranormal and focus on certain things, it's not a hallucination. Your mind is extremely powerful that you can bring this thing in from the other side, those other dimensions. If you think about Slender Man all the time, one night you're going to wake up and Slender
Oh
Man standing down the
Jesus! I wouldn't
hallway.
want to. I don't want to think about
I'm
Slender
just
Man.
saying that stuff happens. But think about
I
Slender Man.
prefer my man with a little meat on them.
Slender,
Sarah,
Slender
Sarah,
Man started 20 years ago or so. Some guy wrote a book or he put it up on YouTube, Slender Man. And the more it got out there and the more hits it got, all of a sudden people are seeing Slender Man all over the place. So
right?
it's like we create these demons, or the demons know what we're looking at and they can shapeshift into it and present
Mhm.
themselves as Slender Man.
Sarah Forbes, she wrote, "Books are wonderful, but they are still our opinions. Words
Yeah.
are powerful and they can easily sway if spoken with conviction."
What if it's like an encyclopedia or a research paper? I mean, they have to do research. So, are you talking about fiction or
Yeah, but I think a
nonfiction?
lot of research too, they can't do true research because they have to, in order to get the grant, your research has to conform with what they already believe it to be.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give you grants for stuff that's way out of the box.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
true.
This is pretty interesting topics we got going on here. You
Now
know.
that we can hear each other speak.
Oh, I can
I
hear
know.
pretty good now.
I don't know what was going on there.
I know. I mean, before when we started, there was such an echo, and
Oh, it was just the whole interview was so annoying. I'm sorry.
that's why
I'd
I'm not
like
It's a
to.
moving.
problem.
That's why I'm not moving to West Virginia. They don't have good internet in the holler.
That
I don't
was
want
so,
to be in the.
I,
I have to be on the top of the holler. I can't be in the bottom of the holler.
yeah, I can't
Jenny,
deal with
Sarah
that.
came back at you and said both. There have reductions over the years of information printed in encyclopedias.
Hmm. There's a lot of information that's there's a like is not valid. I mean, there's a lot of discussion about different things that's not valid. Uh, so, like you're right.
So
You're right about that. About fiction is, I mean, books or opinions. I could write a book about my opinions. Like they used to be like newspapers. You weren't allowed because I worked for the Trib. We could not write our own opinions. When we did an article nowadays, it's all free fall. You can do whatever you want. We could not give our opinion in an article we wrote. It always had to be facts. It always had to be,
That's the way it should be,
what,
though.
and it's not like that anymore.
No.
And now if I would do that, like if I would have wrote an article like they do today or a television show, I would be fired. You can't, we were never allowed to do that. Now you can write your opinion.
Well,
who cares?
What they print today is not factual. It's not news. It's all editorial. It's all their opinion.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be. Jen, of all the books you wrote, what was the creepiest creature or thing that was ever in any of your stories?
The men, I called them, they were sort of like the Men in Black, or they changed the Men in Black to, it's called the No Whites, because they didn't have any whites of their eyes, and they were the creepiest. And then there was the ones in my third book. There's an underground in Dulce, in New Mexico.
Dulce.
There's a little different, a lot of pronunciations. And in my book, these creatures, well, there was one that she was a oh god, she was hideous. She was like a demon that was half alien and half demon, and it was so creepy, and it just was old, and it smelled. And that's a scary book. My first book wasn't the From the Skies. There's the cover.
Yeah, I see it.
It was more like a friendship between a woman and well, God, I'm not going to give the story away, but it was very good. I mean, it was written. It was more. It wasn't scary.
Was it a romance novel?
It wasn't really in romance. It was a friendship. Okay, it was a friendship between a man that wasn't from this world and a young girl. Yeah. And then the second one, it was more of an adventure. And then the third one, it was really, really dark, and it was very dark. But it's a good story if you're interested. It's on Amazon Prime. You can get it Amazon, Kindle, Barnes and Noble.
What's the name of the third book?
It's called Aurora's Curtain. It's a series. It was Aurora's Curtain was the third book. It was From the Sky, then it was Equinox, and it was Aurora's Curtain. Children who smoking, crying eyes. What is that? What is he talking about?
What's that, Northwest? The children with smoking, crying eyes. We never heard of that one before.
But I do have the about the UFO guys. This is on Twitter. FBI agents came down hard on an operator of a popular website devoted to all things Area 51. It's a program, lore, and legacy, I guess, website. More than a dozen agents served a no-knock warrants on Rachel
Nevada.
Home. And that what's his name? Joerg. You know this guy.
Jorgen.
Jordan?
Yeah.
ARNU.
Wait,
George Knapp. It's JOERG.
George Knapp.
ARNU. George Knapp is the one who tweeted it.
He's the investigator.
So why were they doing that? There was more than a dozen federal agents broke into his house. He does research on Area 51.
Well, Area 51 is a CIA operation. So, I don't know what kind of research this guy's doing, but years ago, you were able to climb up. I think it's in Rachel, Nevada. Actually, you could climb up to the mountain and look. There were certain passes and look down on Area 51 and what's taking off and all of that. So what they did was they moved the borders of the encampment out, a couple of miles. So now, you can't go up the mountain. That's all part of the government land too. So, you got to be careful with that. You can't, you go up there, and I've never been there, but you go up there and there are sensors in the ground that when your vehicle pulls up or you're walking, it's picked up at the site, and they probably have cameras, or they dispatch those Jeeps that pull up and they're armed and they're there. And I got news for you. If you're within those borders, they could take you. They could grab you, and like being in Guantanamo, they can hold you there for a while and then get some answers out of you. So I don't know what this guy is. I don't recognize that name.
You don't. I posted it. That's the guy that did the research.
Yeah, I know George Knapp. Well, I know him personally, but where'd you post it, in the chat?
Yeah, I posted the spelling of his name in the chat, in the show
Let me go look.
chat.
Let me go look.
Not our private chat, but in the show.
Show chat.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna. So I'm gonna do some more research on him for next week. But we have a really good guest next week, so hopefully I'm sure he'll have a good internet connection.
Who's the guest?
His name is Bennett Dennett.
Preston Dennett.
Preston Dennett.
Yeah,
so he's going to be on the show. He's going to be on next week, and if anybody in the audience right now thinks you'd be a good fit for our guest list, you can give us an email at chasenprophecyradio@gmail.com. So it's chasenprophecyradio@gmail.com.
And we're on 2 hours earlier starting next week?
Yes, next week you start.
Is it next week or the 29th?
Yes. It's next week. It's next week, and it's from 7 until 9, which is a better slot for me.
So starting the 22nd.
Yeah, I think it's a better slot for a lot of people because a lot of people can't stay up late. This is like, especially if you work in the morning, till 11 is very late if you're a working person.
Late for me.
Yeah, so 7 to 9 is going to be really good. I would have liked to have gone to Thursday night, but we won't for now because it's only an hour show. An hour show. Me and Sean used to do an hour show 3 years ago. We started out as an hour show, which I liked. I thought that was great.
You want to go back to an hour show? Go 7
I would
8?
love to go. I would love to go back to an hour show.
So why don't we?
We should.
We should have a meeting. We should all meet at Starbucks and have a coffee and talk about it.
I tried to invite you guys out there today. I had to be in Monroeville.
I have painters here. I can do Murraysville. Monroeville's a little steep for me because I don't like to drive.
I can do Murraysville. I was trying to find somewhere halfway for Sean, though.
Oh, I drive. It don't matter.
Okay.
We can always go back to Thursday if Michelle, the producer and manager, says it's okay. Too far for you, North. Yes, it is too far. Northwest Paranormal. Yeah. I think an hour show was always better for us, but we did good as an hour show, I thought.
Well, think about it.
Yeah, we could do 2 hours, or we could do an hour on Thursday. Get rid of Tuesdays. Seems like Tuesdays is not a good night for the show.
We don't ever get reception, right?
No, we don't. And I think earlier might be better too with the reception. I mean, it's not us. I mean, I have the highest internet you can get. I don't know about you guys. So I just think sometimes it just doesn't go well. But Sean, so you don't know what you're talking about tonight?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Just
we're
gonna start talking.
Just start talking.
That's it. That's all I'm
thank you,
gonna do.
Northwest. No, thank you. You guys are doing great. Yeah, we are. We're trying. But we're gonna call it a night, guys.
Hey, Northwest, tell us what you think on those photos next week.
But thank you again for tuning in to Chasing Prophecy. You can always go back and rewatch something if you missed something. We have tons and tons of video. But thank you again for choosing to come on to Chasing Prophecy Radio on FM 105.3 in New Orleans, where we discuss anything and everything beyond the scope of normal. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.